I've made over seven figures online in my business with just one digital product doing a little over 900K. And look, the first $10,000 per month is by far the hardest. And why is it the hardest? Because you have no clue what it is that you're doing. So I'm just show you what to do so you know what to do so you can do it. Look, I'm not exaggerating when I say it's hard. Like, it's really, really hard. That's what she said. And making $10,000 per month is not hard because it's actually hard. It's hard because people are overcomplicating things and they're making it hard on themselves when it's actually really simple to do. And this is only going to take me about 5 minutes to break down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you're literally just choosing to take the hard route instead of just hitting the easy button and taking the easy, simple path. So look, $10,000 per month. Where most people are messing up is that they're simply just looking at this number right here of the $10,000 instead of looking at it for what it actually is. So $10,000 per month is simply just about $333 a day, right? And when you look at this number of $333 per day versus looking at this big number of $10,000, then it's like, oh, I can do that. $333 a day. That is very attainable in today's day and age. So first of all, with these numbers, you have to break them down for what they actually are so you don't get intimidated by these big, large numbers that you may not have acquired all at one point. $333, that's not intimidating at all. It's like, oh yeah, I can do that easy. Now, once you understand what this actually is and you break it down, now you have to work in reverse from your actual financial goals. You have to start at the end and work backwards. Why most people can't achieve what it is that they want to achieve as an entrepreneur is because they're just moving like with no vision. They're just running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They don't have any destination that they're headed to because they're not starting at the end destination and then reverse engineering and working backwards. They're starting from where they are right now, and then they're just moving and they're doing stuff and they're hustling, they're creating content, and they don't really have anywhere that they're actually going. So anything with money, it works just like a GPS system. So think about this. When you're in your car, you don't just get in your car and just start driving around and hope that you end up somewhere. You have your end destination either in mind, or you put the address or the location into your GPS system before you even take off in the car. And then guess what? 100% of the time, you get to your destination. Why? Because you knew where it was that you're actually going. So if we use this $10,000 again, right? Because we know that this is where we're headed. So we have this $10,000. Something that I did starting off, or something that I do still to this day, I always think of what is something that I can sell for $50. For me, that's the number that I always start off with. Now, I will tell you this, I'm not the best in math. Like, I wasn't the best student anyways. I was actually a terrible student, but math was my worst subject. And I always told myself that I was bad at math because, like, if you were to ask me a simple elementary math problem, I can't like do it really, really fast in my head. Like, it will take me forever. I will either have to use my fingers or I have to pull out my phone as a calculator. But what I did realize is that I'm actually good at math because, yeah, I may not be able to do math problems in my head or do math problems in my head quickly, but I know where to put the numbers in order to make stuff happen in real life. So I was like, I actually am good at math, because if somebody else can just do some calculations real quick, yeah, it's impressive. You look smart, but you don't know what to do with those numbers that you're putting together in your head. So this is one thing that I do remember in math. My second and third grade teacher, Miss Sanders, she simply taught us that if we can just move around these zeros, then it becomes very easy to do multiplication, right? So, like I said, I always think of something initially that I can sell for $50. So if we know, if we're working in reverse, if we're starting at our end destination and we're reverse engineering, so we know that our target is going to be $10,000, right? Now, I said that I always initially start off with thinking of something that I can sell for $50. Well, initially with this $50 then, we would have to sell 200 units of something at $50 in order to equal this $10,000 benchmark that we set for ourselves. Now, when you break stuff down like this, it looks very attainable. Instead of just focusing on this big number of the 10,000, now you would only be focusing on this smaller number of 200. Can I think of something to sell at a $50 price point and sell that to 200 people? Yes, you definitely can do that. But like I said, Miss Sanders, she taught me that we can just move around these zeros here. So if I wanted to sell to less people, I could come up with something for $500, and then I would only have to sell something to 20 people. Is that attainable to get something in front of 20 people at a $500 price point to get that same $10,000? Yes, that is very, very attainable. Or I could come up with something to sell for $5,000, and then I would only have to sell it to 2 people. That's very attainable. So the whole reason for this little exercise right here is just so you can see how attainable $10,000 is. You can either sell something at $50 to 200 people, or you could sell something for $500 to 20 people, or you could sell something for $5,000 to 2 people. Or if your number is going to be $100 instead of 50, it's the same as that thing. So you could have something for $100, all right? Then you would only have to sell it to 100 people. Or you could have something for $1,000. You can only sell it to 10 people. Or you could have something for $10,000. You would only have to sell it to 1 person. Right? Price point doesn't matter, but the concept matters. And when you take these large numbers and you chop them down and see them for what they actually are, then you can start to move out here as a confident entrepreneur instead of just looking at these big numbers and just thinking about like, oh, how am I going to get this 5-figure sum? This is doable. So now once you understand this, what most people are doing is that they're thinking of businesses or they're thinking of ways that they can make this money when you don't need to do that. So the reason why most people are out here failing is because they're thinking of business models. So they might think of something like Amazon. They might think of like Amazon drop shipping. They might think of crypto, right? They might think of SMMA, social media marketing agencies. They might think of drop shipping, right? They might think of content, or they might think of like just being a content creator, right? They may think of consulting. They might think of credit repair, whatever the business model is. This is the entire wrong thinking. Because look, I'm gonna just be straight up with you. Every single business model works. Like people, they're looking for the new thing in business, or what is the new business to start, or what is the new fad, or what is the new trend. Every single business model works. But why does every single business model work? Because every single business model is focused on solving a problem for somebody else. So the only thing that you need to be focused on is coming up with a solution to somebody else's problem, not thinking of a business model or not thinking of some way to, and I hate this online, especially here on YouTube, stop thinking of ways to make passive income. You need to be thinking of a way to come up with a solution to somebody else's problem. Because at the end of the day, that's all that business is. That's all that entrepreneurship is. Just think about it. Every single thing that you spend $1 on, you spend it on something in exchange that solves a problem in your life. Literally anything. So I have an iPad in my hand right now. What problem does this iPad fix for me? Well, I travel frequently. I watch movies and TV shows and whatnot on my iPad, and I make YouTube videos by drawing on the whiteboard on my iPad for you. It solves a problem for me. Why did I buy this microphone, right? Because I create content and I want to have clear, crisp audio. It solves a problem. Why do I go to Trader Joe's and buy their lemonade and their movie theater popcorn? Because it solves a problem for me of helping me with my boredom when I sit on the couch and I watch sports or I watch one of my TV shows. So you need to understand this about money. And most people, they don't even understand what money actually is. 100% of people, when I ask them, what is money? They can never give me a clear-cut definition of what money is. So I'm like, okay, if you don't even know what money is, how do you think you're going to accumulate more of something that you don't even understand or know what it is? So it all comes down to this. Money is simply just a symbol, right? But what is money a symbol of? Money is a symbol that value has been exchanged. And this is the key to everything here. You need to obsess on providing value to somebody outside of yourself. The reason why people can't make the amount of money that they want to make is because they're only thinking of ways that they can make money instead of thinking of ways that they can provide true value to somebody else. And that person that you're providing that value to will exchange their money with you as a symbol that value has been exchanged. So what is value? Value simply just comes back to a solution. That's it. Us as entrepreneurs, we are in the solution-based business. All that we have to do is come up with a solution to somebody else's problem. We create that value in the marketplace, and then somebody else will give us their money in exchange for that value that we've created. Now, as you understand this, where most people are also messing up is that they're trying to fix so many problems. No, you need to fix a specific problem for one person with a particular pain point. And the reason why I say that we need to focus in on this pain point is this. Pain is the number one moving motivator for people, right? People, they're looking to get away from their pain. So why most people can't make money is that they're trying to lead people towards their pleasure versus drawing them away from their pain. So this is why you need to focus in on one individual, which I call an avatar, right? And the reason why you want to focus in on a particular avatar is because this is going to be the specific person that you are going to be helping. Look, $10,000 per month, very simple. You just need to be helping a specific person with a specific problem. So what most people are doing is that they're picking a niche, and it's hard to get seen within the niche, right? Because just imagine all these dots are just people within a niche. But if you build out an avatar profile and you help one person within that actual niche, you'll be shocked to find out how many people fits that avatar's profile within that actual niche. So I'll give you an example. So let's say that somebody, they say that they are going to help people get healthy. Somebody is in the health industry, right? So they'll think of ways to just help everybody be healthy. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's going to be wonderful. I'm helping everybody live longer lives. Well, that's so general that you're probably not going to get in front of anybody's eyeballs because the health niche or the health industry is just so vast. But let's say that I was somebody that helped somebody that had specifically lower back pain problem. And the only reason why I say that is because this is something that I've suffered from like for decades now, even back when I used to play basketball. And I've been slacking on strengthening up my core because my lower back has been hurting here lately because I sleep all weird. But that is a specific pain that somebody's dealing with. So that person isn't going to be looking for general health content or some type of products to help them just be a healthy person. They're going to be looking at stuff to help them with their lower back pain. And the value that somebody would create for them would be a solution to alleviate them from that back pain that they're currently having. Right, I could take it in something else in the health field or the health and wellness field or even a spiritual element, right? Let's say that somebody is a yoga instructor. Well, instead of just making general yoga stuff, why don't you talk about a specific thing in yoga? I'm not familiar with the space, but just to give you an example of an avatar, let's imagine that somebody was a yoga instructor and they were helping pregnant women stay fit, limber, and in a good mindset during their pregnancies to where they can still stay mobile and have their range of motion and mobility. And guess what? There's going to be pregnant women popping up all the time. Or somebody could talk about how yoga had personally helped them get through some of the pain and trauma that they have been through in their life, and other people that have some of those similar pains and traumas throughout their lives that are looking to get past it or a way that they can get through that stuff that they're going through right now can see that yoga is something to get them to where they actually want to be. Because look, All that we have to focus on is taking somebody from where they are right now, which is their current situation, and getting them to where they want to be, which is their desired situation. And our solution simply needs to be a vehicle, right? Simply needs to be a vehicle that will take them from where they are right now to where they want to be. And I'll start off this video talking about like your car, right? Or hopping in your car. You have a end destination in mind every single time that you hop into your car. Same thing with your financial goals. You need to have that end destination in mind and then work backwards. We need to do the same exact thing with our vehicle or our solution. We need to be thinking of where somebody else wants to be or where our avatar wants to be. And then our solution that we come up with is going to be that vehicle that is going to take them there. And then that vehicle that we deliver to them is going to be a digital product. Now, why a digital product? I don't know what is going on with my pen right now. It's acting really, really funky. But why a digital product? A digital product because we only have to create it once. Then once we create it that one time, we can sell it to however many people that we want to over and over and over and over and over and over again. So the reason why most people can't make the amount of money that they want to make is because their income is tied down to their actual time. If they're not actually putting in some work themselves, then they're not making any money. Whereas you have to remove your time from your income in order to make more while working less. That's how you actually get your time back. That's how you actually do make more while working less, by creating a digital product, putting a system in place. And system, SYSTM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. We create a system for ourselves and import our digital product within our system so that system can work 24/7, 365, because we don't have the capabilities to work 24/7, 365. So even taking it back up to here, where I said that a lot of people are messing up because they're looking at what business model to make instead of focusing on what problem to solve. So even if you can think about all these business models that you've heard of from other people, what are they actually doing? They've just isolated a problem within the marketplace and they've packaged up their intellectual property into a digital product as a vehicle to teach Amazon, or to teach crypto, or to teach social media marketing, or to teach drop shipping, or to teach how to become a content creator, or to teach how to consult, or to teach credit repair, or to teach whatever. Anybody whose content that you see, they're using that content to drive traffic to their actual business through a digital product. You need to be doing the same. And this problem that you solve, it can literally be anything. Like I've helped somebody make 6 figures, helping people breathe, like literally breathe, something that we just do without even thinking, even when we're unconscious, like we just breathe. And they made 6 figures teaching people and helping people breathe. It can literally be anything. I didn't know that certain anxieties and stuff that people have, a lot of it comes down to a breathing issue. There's a market for that. I was at a networking event a couple years ago and I met somebody. They said that they make anywhere between, like on a slow month, maybe around $40,000 to $50,000 to 6 figures per month, helping people and teaching people how to walk dogs through their digital product. I met another lady at the airport in the Delta Lounge. She built a multiple 6-figure per year business helping other women knit, like with yarn and string and the 2 little, like people that knit mittens and little hats and stuff. Multiple high 6-figure per year business off of digital products that are helping people knit. It can be anything. Now, what digital product to make? I'll link a video at the end of this that breaks down the only 3 that you really should be focusing on. But the problem that you fix, it doesn't matter. It can literally be anything. A rule of thumb that I have is that if there's like any published books about something that you want to help people with, you can make money on it. And literally there are books about anything. I bought a book to help me draw stick figures. Like, believe it or not, it's actually in here somewhere. I bought a book to help me learn how to draw stick figures. Like, I'm telling you, you can monetize anything. This book just teaches you how to draw stick figures and circles and stuff. I spent money on it. Right now, that's a physical product of a actual physical book, but that could be a digital product also. But remember, everything, in order to receive our money, remember, money is simply just a symbol that value has been exchanged. So we just need to obsess on providing value for other people. We just need to show people that we have obsessed on coming up with a solution to their problem more than they have. So they will feel comfortable exchanging that money with us in exchange for the value that we actually do provide. Now, taking it back to a numbers game, remember, like I said, we have to start with the end goal in mind and then work backwards and then reverse engineer, whereas most people, they're just blindly doing stuff. So the best way to get your solution in front of people is through creating content. Now, it's mind-boggling to me the amount of people that are out here trying to make money online, and they don't think that they have to create any content in order to make money online, when everybody that you see that is making money online is creating content in order to drive traffic to their business or their products in order to make that money online. And then everybody wanting to do faceless stuff and stuff. I'm like, and also, even just think about this for a second. Let's just think logically for a second. Even all these people that are talking about all this faceless stuff, how are you hearing about this faceless stuff? You're hearing about the faceless stuff from an actual face creating content to tell you about how you can do some stuff without showing your face to drive traffic to their digital product about how to make stuff without their face, because they know that the stuff without their face won't sell their product, because people buy stuff from people that they know, like, and trust. So they know that they have to put their face on the camera in order to sell their product. But regardless of that, everything does come down to content. Even before this age of social media, YouTube and whatnot, stuff was sold from content through advertising, print ad back in the day, and then radio, and then television. Even when you're on social media and YouTube, all those ads that you see for the people that just think that ads are just going to be a cure to make money out of thin air, which they're not. But even that is still content. So content drives sales. And remember, why? Because people buy stuff from people that they know, like, and trust. And as far as the platform of what content to make, I highly suggest that you make YouTube content. I wish that I started to take my YouTube seriously years ago, because it is by far the best traffic source, like even better than paid advertising. Just think about this for a second. YouTube will pay you to promote yourself. That is crazy. And then the amount of impressions that you get on YouTube also is crazy too. If you're not familiar with what an impression is simply just an eyeball. So even in paid advertising, they charge you by the impression. So just real quick, there's something called CPM. And CPM stands for cost per mil, or mil is basically just a fancy word for 1,000, right? So when people are doing paid advertising, they're paying for the advertising per 1,000 impressions. So let's just say in a former entrepreneurial life of mine, when I was running paid advertising, I was getting charged about $25 for a CPM. So for basically 1,000 impressions, I would get charged $25. Now that's not views, that's not anything. That's just an eyeball. Like, that stuff that you skip, that's considered an impression. When you're scrolling and your eyeballs just see something, that's considered an impression. So I was paying around $25 per 1,000 impressions. Well, just from my small YouTube channel, I got about 1 million impressions last month alone. So just do the quick math real quick. So if you take 1 million divided by this 1,000 right here, right? You take the 1 million divided by the 1,000, you get 1,000. And I apologize about this pen. I don't know what's going on. But if you take this 1,000, now times my $25 that I was paying per CPM, that's $25,000 worth of free promotion. That's pretty crazy. I mean, that might not be crazy to you, but that's crazy to me. I would have had to pay $25,000 for the same amount of impressions that I got for free on YouTube. And I got paid about $1,000 from YouTube at the same time. So I'm like, that's pretty crazy. But your content is gonna drive sales. But you don't wanna be a content creator. Content creators, they're broke. I'm telling you, content creators are broke. But what you want to be is a contentpreneur. You want to be somebody that uses content to drive traffic to your business. You want to use content to drive traffic to your actual products. Because if you focus on coming up with that solution for your actual avatar, and then you create content only for that avatar, then what the algorithm will do, especially here on YouTube, is that the algorithm will start to categorize your content, and you start to become an authority within a particular space. And then they start to use their organic traffic sources to put you in front of more people that fits your avatar's profile. So then, once people start to become familiar with you and they know, like, and trust you, you add that to this, where you create that digital product, which is going to deliver that solution to them. Then here is where you will actually get the money. And then that person will get their transformation. Because remember, you're creating something that's taking somebody from where they are right now to where they actually want to be. That, in other words, is a transformation. So we're not just selling informational products, we're selling informational transformational products. Whereas then they will turn into what I like to call an evangelist for you. An evangelist is simply just an ambassador, which leads to more people getting your products. And that's how you get numbers coming in online your business, like all them that you see on the screen right now. So if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credit at the Top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community and entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $47 a month to join right now. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. And we're going up to $97 a month here soon. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap in. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But I'm telling you, this is very, very, very simple. So if we know that content is going to drive traffic to it, let's just think about if we can get in front of 1,000 people, and if we can convert 5% of those 1,000, that is going to be our 50 people. So remember how we started this off? Imagine if you had something for $200, all that you have to do is sell that to 50 people. Well, you now will have your $10,000 because you simply just got in front of 1,000 people and converted 5% of them, which is more than, I really, really want to say easy. This stuff is easy to do, but it's very simple to do. But what is also easy to do is easy to not do also. But boom. You have your $10,000, and then you can just move around those numbers as you please. But then you see that it actually does turn into a numbers game, and then you will have confidence as an entrepreneur because you know what numbers to actually focus on instead of just moving around and running around aimlessly like a chicken with their head cut off. You have a simple path to follow. All that you have to do is follow the path and then move the numbers around to fit what your financial goals actually are. And it works if you work it. It's simply just mad. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that you'll make at least 100K with. It's Credit at the Top.